podcast. See if we have some video here. Yeah, we do. Fantastic. We got the chat up and running. We now no longer streaming to Mixer. All is good. All is good. We can hear you.
Podcast.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Monkey Tail Podcast. I am your host Bruno Pinto, and with me as ever, I have my friend / co-host / Sifu, Mr. Marius Dunkley. How are you doing, sir? I would love to do Kung Fu again. I would love to do Kung Fu again. I want to do some sort of exercise which is actually fun. And Kung Fu was fun to when I was doing it. I want to do more of that. I'm so out of shape. It's ridiculous, man. I think I'm like about 50% fat, 50% man. Well, probably 50% fat, 25% man. 25% asshole.
I'll come and give you some private lessons.
I like sparring with you, even though you did like to win me sometimes just for a laugh, and I think you enjoy doing that as well.
I did enjoy doing that. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you get cocky and think you're good, and it's always good to put those sort of people back in their place.
The only thing that I've done, which I absolutely loved, when we were sparring, is one time, and there's only one time I managed to do this on him. I did the fake go with the left and then slap him with the right, which worked. And then after that, I got punished. I got punished severely for that. But you know what? It was worth it. It was worth it. Fake left and go right, which is by the way, not a kung fu move. It's just an idiot
standard
move. Yeah, that was funny. That was very funny. Right. Let's start the show as we always do with an opening question. It comes from Craig, friend of the show, Craig Ivanzo, aka Ivanzo. He streams Gran Turismo. You know, it's ridiculous. He streams with obviously with the proper steering wheel. You know, with the force feedback and everything. Mm-hmm. But he's going really fast and he's taking every corner like a pro. And I'm like, how are you not crashing? How are people so good at this? You know, like when he's like, you know, shifting gears and literally taking every single apex with. And I'm like, I'll do two corners and then I'll get cocky and smash into the wall.
Just use the wall. You go around the walls rather than the corners.
I use the walls as bumpers to help me steer.
It's like when you have the baby bumpers down on bowling.
Yeah, that's me. I need baby bumpers for racing. That's a podcast title. I need baby bumpers for racing. Absolutely, great, fantastic. Anyway, so he sent us a question. What's your favorite game adapted from a book, TV or movie, or vice versa? So obviously a movie that's been made from a game. He says he loves Battlefield 3 as it was written by Andy McNabb. I'm gonna go with that. I don't know.
McNabb, yeah.
Let's go with McNabb. Or partly written by him. He wrote the Battlefield 3 book. I highly recommend reading it, and the story was amazing, and the depth of the book goes into even more. Is incredible. So obviously, must admit, Battlefield 3. I don't remember the story. I played it. I don't remember. That's not something that stayed with me as much. But obviously, Craig really liked it, and he thinks the book is even better, which tends to be the case for the most part. What about yourself, Marius? What's your answer there?
Favorite game based on a book has to be Metro 2033.
Shit, yeah, that is the right answer. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, the book itself was brilliant. I mean, I came to the game first before the book, and then actually went to the book. But I think the game is a great adaptation of what's in the book. It uses some of the cool things that are done in the book, and makes great gameplay mechanics out of them, like the ammo for currency and that sort of thing. And I think it absolutely nails the sort of feeling and atmosphere from the book. So 2033 is straight away my answer for that.
Yeah, it's annoying because I absolutely read lots of books, as you know, or listen to more these days with driving and everything, and that would have been my answer. So I haven't read the Witcher, but my answer is instead going to be the Witcher games. I haven't read the Witcher books. I have bought the the book in preparation to I do want to read it, so it's here ready to when I find some time to read it. So I haven't really read the books, but the games itself, the actual story of the games are fantastic. So and most people say the books are great as well. And I really actually like the Netflix show they've done. I don't know if you had a chance to watch it. Netflix Witcher.
No, I haven't got to it.
It's really great. We have Apple on chat saying Advent Children is the one for him. The movie, the CG movie they done.
Yeah, the CGI movie for Final Fantasy VII. Yeah.
I must admit I haven't seen that yet. I've seen the Spirits Within. The one they done, which was ultra realistic.
Yeah.
And I thought that was okay, but I do need to watch Advent Children at some point. I love Final Fantasy VII myself, so I think that's also a great answer there. So yes, in terms of movie adaptations, which is not really the question. I think we've had this question before. Everyone agrees, or I think Monkey Tale anyway agrees that that's Die Hard trilogy. That's probably the best movie adaptation on the video game, right?
It's the one that comes to mind at the moment. Yeah, that was fantastic. Yeah, let's be honest. I think the vast majority of games to movies and movies to games are not good.
Yeah, the books to games, which we were always saying earlier.
Books to games seem to be a bit more successful. To be fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And potentially games to books. I don't think I've read any books based on a game, but.
Books based on the game. I haven't read any, but the Halo ones are supposed to be quite good actually. If you like sci-fi, which I do actually, they're quite good. But I'm actually not sure which one came first. It's the chicken and the egg thing. I'm not sure because I know there's lots of Halo books, but I don't know if the game Halo came out and then all the Halo books came in afterwards.
Absolutely.
But I don't know if there was a Halo book already before the game. I'm not 100% sure of that.
No, they're all based on the game, mate.
Yeah, and Apple is saying on chat that yes, obviously you get a lot more detail from books, which you can obviously inform the game more, which is the same with movie adaptations of books. You get a lot more to draw from, and I guess it's probably more successful. You can be more successful at adapting a book on a game because normally games are a lot longer. You can have a 20-30 hour thing, and on a movie you have to condense everything to a 3 hour or to a 3 hour slot, which is a lot harder. Which is a lot harder. Runtime, that's the word I was looking for, which is a lot harder to do. Absolutely. Right, so that's good. I think that's great answers there for that one. Should we move on to the part of the show we call That Looks Interesting? And this is the part of the show where we talk about the video game news that happened the last couple weeks or so. And if it's okay with you, Marius, I think we should just talk about the I just put my phone here and I have the Karma Chameleon lyrics on. What's wrong with me? Something that happened. Should we talk about the Xbox Series X games showcase that happened, was it a week ago or so?
Something like that.
They've done it. So, did you watch the show or did you just watch the trailers?
No, I did watch the show because Microsoft, I mean, that's my big thing for Microsoft. I think their show is very slick. It's very good presentation. And it's basically a little bit of hello, we're Microsoft, then games, and a little bit of goodbye, we were Microsoft. Yes. And then that's it. Yes. Not like the Ubisoft one when there's loads of crap and talk and bollocks that I'm not interested in the middle. I like they just here's the games, people.
Get on with it, and it's all about the games. And I agree. And I was watching it with It's a new thing, people do, which is you join somebody on chat and you watch the thing together, so you can talk about it. Which is, maybe we should do that the next time. That'll be quite good. Actually.
Yes,
So we can talk about it. And they open with Halo Infinite, and I'm like, okay, so they're opening with Halo Infinite. What they're gonna finish with? Because you need to finish with a bang. And if you open with your biggest hitter, what are you going to finish with? More on that later. Or we can even start with that. They finished with Fable from Playground Games, which is the worst kept secret in video games in video game history. I think everyone know that they were working on Fable. I think probably for a good year now, even though it was only just announced. Are you a Fable fan at all? I don't remember if you played any of the
Fable. No. I played a little bit of the first one. I borrowed someone's Xbox and had a go, or 360 was it? I can't remember.
360, yes. Yeah.
And I don't know, just never really appealed to me. It just didn't gel with me whatsoever. I can't even put my finger on what I didn't really like about it. I don't know, just never really appealed. So I'm not really interested. And that trailer, again, it was brilliant, but what's the game?
Well, okay, so as a Fable fan, and I played all of them. First of all, I think you should give Fable another go. It's on Steam. If you get it for like a good deal, like or if it even comes to Game Pass, but if you get it for like a $5 or something, I think you should absolutely give the remaster a go. I certainly want to replay it again. It's a really great concept of your actions, are permanent. If you get a scar as a kid, you have a scar later on in life, etc. And I love that. I love all that, and they build on that every time they go further. Fable 3 had a lot of that, and a great story and a great voice cast. I think they had like 50 different actors, like British actors, like top ones as well. You had Stephen Fry and other people like that doing the voices of the characters. So it's a really good story, really really good voice acting and mechanics as well. What the trailer showed for me, I know you're saying yes, so that's a CG heavy trailer that doesn't show the game. What it showed for me is the Britishness, and Fable is all about being a British game with a British sense of humor, and to me that was that dry British sense of humor, the fairy going along and then just being eaten by the frog. To me that was it showed that it's with Playground Games, a team from the Midlands, a British team, is in good hands, and I hope that they can deliver a Fable experience. On this, Simon Pegg was on the voice acting as well, and Apple is saying there on chat. Absolutely. So that's what to me what Fable is, and I think you probably should give Fable another go, because it's I think it's really that good. But open they did with Halo Infinite, which is probably another game that doesn't appeal to you whatsoever. It looks good though.
I wouldn't say whatsoever. I mean, it looks okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give it any more than that. It looks okay. I
think people are being a bit unfair. People are saying
it did nothing to inspire or excite me. It's exactly what you expect it to be. It's a Halo game. It looks just like Halo. It's another Halo.
Yeah.
Well done. Like, if you like Halo, you're clearly going to love it. But for me, it looks like a good game, strong game on Game Pass. If it's on PC on Game Pass, then I'll give it a shot. But it certainly didn't blow me away, and I'm not hugely excited about
it. So to me, obviously, it did. It's the music. Straight away. When they start doing that, and I'm like, it's Halo. Give me that controller. I want to play that. I think people are being a bit unfair, saying the game didn't look as good. I think it's fair to say that the Sony showcase, when it came to some of their first parties, some of their games looked maybe more next gen. I think what people are forgetting is that the Microsoft plan at the moment is inclusion, and you play anywhere, play with anything you have. So most of these games, apart from a few that you saw, are you can play them on PC, Xbox Series X, or on the Xbox One. So they try. So then they're not true next gen games. That's what that's something we need to consider here. And but it's fair to say that as well, with a lot of the games that Microsoft already released in current gen, when you play them on PC and you slap the high frame rate on and you slap all the things to pretty, all the settings to pretty, they look ridiculous as well. So I have no doubt that Halo Infinite is going to look amazing on my PC. Anyway, but yes, I thought it looked good. Great. I mean, massive world, and it's Halo. I thought the music, open world. It's bigger than the last two campaigns put together. I'm sign me up for it. I'm super excited. I cannot wait to play that game. But let's talk about a game that I saw. There's a couple games that I saw there that I said straight away, this is Marius all over. One of them is As Dusk Falls, which is that one that from some of the devs from Quantic Dreams that came over to Microsoft. The one where it was stylized in America with a robbing the shop. That's you all over that game. Yeah. I thought. Yep.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, reeks of me. Yeah, I'm sold. Done. Sold. Buying. Well, playing.
That's the thing. You don't have to buy it.
Playing. That looks really cool. Yeah,
and the other one, there's another one which is the one from Rare, Everwild. I thought you might be into that as well. The one with the animals and all the pretty lights. That one, maybe.
Yeah, again, that's a bit like, oh yeah, lovely trailer, looks good. What the hell is the game?
It's Rare. I mean, Rare is not what it used to be. Fuck's sake! This.
Yes, I'm cautiously optimistic about that one, but I'm not super excited.
This website here has fucked me because it didn't put the games in order. That I should have got the game in order. The other one, I forgot the name of it now, so you're gonna have to remind me. It's one made again by devs that worked on that French game you like with the teenage girls and all the adventure time travel.
Yeah, don't nod. Who did?
That's it. Yeah.
I'm completely blanking on it. You've killed me now. You've sent me your problem. I'm completely blanking on whatever. What? Oh man, I love that as well. Yeah, I'm definitely up for that.
You know the one I'm on about with the two brother and sister that got separated and then they meet.
Yeah, Tell Me Why, I think is the name of the new one.
That's it. I was watching
it's the old one. I can't remember what it's called.
I was like, Marius is going to be all over this one as well. When I saw, and that's out soon. That one, the episode 1 is out soon already. So
end of the year, I think.
I thought it was August. I could be wrong. August of September, episode 1. Yeah. I think that one is out.
Or maybe the first episode on
it's episode
on the Game Pass thing. It says December this year, but maybe that's for the whole season.
Maybe.
I don't know.
So okay, so but yes, you're interested in that. I'm interested in that as well. That looked really cool. So I'm excited to play that. I'm going to talk about a couple more that excites me, and then you can maybe say the ones, what do you think? I thought State of Decay 3 looked awesome. I've played the shit out of State of Decay 2. Played about 60 hours of that game online, and it's a game that I went from not caring too much to absolutely love it. I love the concept of State of Decay, and State of Decay 3. I mean, again, they only showed the trailer in the snow with the is it the deer? There was a zombie deer.
Zombie deer, yeah.
I think they're going some. I think Microsoft are probably pumping a bit more money into the graphics department. That's looking better graphically, and I'm like, yeah, I'm super excited for that. And the other one is Stalker. Stalker 2 looks fucking awesome. That was one of the only ones which is Series X and PC only. It wasn't for Xbox One, and that's only exclusive launch game for Xbox, and then it will be out on PS4 at a later date. To us, it doesn't matter. It will be out on PC straight away, which is what we're after. So Stalker 2 looked awesome. I'm super excited for that, and obviously State of Decay 3. Any game there that you thought, ooh, this looks good as well, or have I hit the ones in the head, the nail in the head, the ones you really want to play?
I think you've covered most of them. I mean, I'm interested in Psychonauts 2. I love the original Psychonauts. It was good. So yeah, but like whatever, I was already sold on the idea of Psychonauts. So that's it. And I thought the other one that particularly stood out as looking potentially, I'm not 100% sold on it yet, but potentially interesting, The Medium. That one that was a bit Silent Hilly, and like you play this medium, so you have that they've got sort of two worlds, the real world and like the spirit world or whatever they call it, and they're sort of both happening at the same time. I think. That looked interesting.
No, that looked awesome. And actually, when I was watching that, I was thinking, yes, you would like it as well. But I was thinking Legacy of Kain, the being able to change the world from.
Good point. I hadn't thought of that, but yeah.
I thought that was awesome, and I think that was from the games that they showed. That was one of the most next-gen games in terms of tech, because that moving from one world to the next looked pretty awesome actually. So yes. that looks awesome. By the way, Life is Strange is the game what we were thinking earlier.
Yes, yeah, I did get it. But,
Medium, yes, Medium looks awesome. They showed Grounded. It's out already. I played it in early access. Grounded is essentially Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah,
but it's so I played the game. I actually streamed it for like an hour or two, and it looks great. It looks beautiful. It's very, very, very early access. When I say very, very early access, I literally went over to the mission point, talked to this robot, and the robot said, "Oh, you've been shrunk and whatever. You're gonna have to try and get you unshrunk, whatever." And then he said, "End of story missions for now in early access. You know, please." I'm like, "What? I've done one mission. Is the story missions have ended already?" But being in this world where you see the ants passing by, and then you have the juice box, which is massive, and you can climb on top of it, and you can go inside the soda can, and you can see the house massive in the foreground. It looks really cool. I've never played anything like that. It looks pretty cool. Like it is really Anya Shrunk to Kids, but it's very early access, and there's a bit of base building you can build. And you do have to fucking try and protect yourself because the spiders on it are fucking terrifying. In fact, when you first load the game, he actually says, "Are you arachnophobic? You can actually turn the spiders off." Like, because, and I'm like, "I'll be fine." I'm like, I see why. The fucking things are running at you, and they're fucking, they're proper. They're like, yeah, they're proper scary. I mean, they're like nearly as scary as Limbo spiders. I was going to say
Limbo spider is good. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Grounded is cool. And I quite liked what on the trailer they did of the show when they said, "If you want the biggest game of the year, wait for Cyberpunk," which I thought it was.
That was fair play. That was funny.
I quite like that. Work. And then I like the tagline: "Go big or don't go home," which I thought was again a great tagline for them. So obviously that's Obsidian. Obsidian also showed another game which is again very early access, but it looks like they're doing a Skyrim type game, Avowed. I'm all over that. I'm like, yes, please. You know, I love when Obsidian I love when Obsidian goes and picks a Bethesda game and makes it better. You know, they made Fallout New Vegas, which is a better Fallout 3. In fact, I'm gonna go as far as saying, and this is probably gonna be a bit of an unpopular opinion, I think Fallout New Vegas is the best Fallout. Just saying. Okay, I think it's the best out of all of them. And then they also obviously made the Outer Worlds, which I think it's a great game. And obviously they made Knights of the Old Republic 2. I don't know if you ever played the second one. It's not better.
No, I never got around to the second one.
It's not better than the first one. But it's not better than the first one only in one thing. It's not better story. That's it. It's better in everything else. That game. It's better in every single mechanic. It's a better game. Just hasn't got the story, the same story. Anyway, I'm a big fan of Obsidian. Obsidian, a team that, as you know, Microsoft has bought. Right, so I'm just looking here, making sure we haven't forgotten anything before we move on. We talked about Psychonauts. Tell me why. And Apple is agreeing with me on chat, saying that it's the best one. Good. Validation is important for me. Warhammer 40,000 looked cool, like for multiplayer game. They showed more Tetris Effect, which I thought it was quite cool. I still need to play that game. I know you're a fan of that, aren't you? The Gunk looked quite cool as well. From the people that made SteamWorld games, that looked like I'm a big
fan. I'm 50-50 on that one, to be honest. That didn't massively inspire. I think it could be good, but I think that could also be mediocre.
I've liked all their games. I'm a massive fan of that team. And the first time I played one of their games, if you remember, was one of the 24-hour chart things we done. And I'm so disappointed we might not be doing a 24-hour this year. It's really annoyed me. Well, we need to have a look at that still. But yes, I played the SteamWorld Dig, and I just couldn't stop playing it. I think I played even though I was so tired, my eyes were like closing. I just played that game for like 4 hours straight or something, 5 hours straight. Love that game. Just finally, Forza looked amazing. Obviously, they always have to show a car game that looks ridiculous, that looked fucking awesome. So no price announced. Was that a surprise for you? Because it was a surprise for me. I thought they would have announced the price. So they really going like, Sony, no, you announced the price.
Yeah, I think it might be like the week before they launch that they're gonna give prices at this rate. To be honest with you, I mean, this was all about the games. I mean, still with both of them, we don't really know that much about the machines and what particular features they're going to have. There's lots of rumors and talk about things that might be included, but we really don't know anything about the actual consoles yet, really.
I mean,
we know some of the components that are in them, but we don't know about how the OS is going to work and what sort of things are going to be included, what functions are in there. So I think it's about time they start telling us some of that stuff.
I agree. I think the difference from a hardware perspective, what we know is that PS4 has that super stupid fast SSD. That's why when you saw Ratchet and Clank moving from world to world looked ridiculous. It looks amazing. And Microsoft are going more for the including everyone Game Pass, and they're going more for on the high end part of things with the Xbox Series X, 120 frames. That's what they're going for. They're going for getting that 120 high frame rate or 4K 60. That's the thing that they pushing more. That's why their GPU is slightly more powerful. But you're right. We only know the hardware. We definitely see more of the UI, how it works, and the price. We still don't know the price. That's ridiculous. But I love that Microsoft are going like, no. We're not saying if you know they're playing chicken. And I asked you before, who do you think is going to go first? You said Microsoft. Do you still believe that Microsoft will go first with the price? I don't believe anymore. I think
no. Who knows? Yeah.
I think Sony is gonna have to go first now because Microsoft are going like, we got Game Pass. We don't care. We'll announce it.
Yeah, you might be right. I mean, I think that's the answer to everything from Microsoft. To be honest, we've got Game Pass. We don't care because they're making billions off Game Pass. And like I think I'm certainly still more because Microsoft have nothing to sell me because I've already got Game Pass on PC.
No, they're trying to keep you.
Yeah. But like I've already got a game, but they're selling me on the idea of keeping Game. I don't need to be sold that. I'm already a Game Pass user, and having the service itself is enough. I know what value I get out of that. And it's entirely worth me keeping it. I think in terms of consoles, which this was the One X showcase or whatever, an Xbox showcase. It wasn't an Xbox showcase. It was a Game Pass showcase.
It was. Yeah.
And like I think Sony, the PlayStation 5 is absolutely day one a next gen console with next gen games on it. The Series X is the beginning of a next gen console. It's Microsoft are going for a slow burn. It's not next gen to start with, or at least the games on it aren't. They're just tied up versions of current gen games. Whereas I think Sony are going for more of we're going to put you new games that you cannot play on existing hardware. They're going for the full console cycle, like traditional. This is a new console cycle. You need to upgrade to this if you want to play these games. Whereas Microsoft are going for everyone can play these games, but as a result of that, on the new one, they're just going to look a bit prettier. They're going to be no different to what you're playing on on the current Xbox One.
I agree, but and they're not selling anything to you or to me because I already know the Game Pass thing as well. But put yourself on the shoes of the person that has. That has, let's say somebody that has doesn't have either, or has both, or has one but is thinking about the next step forward, and they're going like, so PS4 has the looks like the next gen games. But by the way, they won't be available at launch. Those proper next gen games are not going to be available straight away at launch either for PS4. Those are the games that are coming on later on. They're not going to be day one. I know you're saying it's a day one. It's a next gen console, but those games won't be there day one. There's never any good day one next gen games. Let's face it. Like there'll be the started up.
No, but there are games that are on there and are using stuff on PS5 that aren't possible on PS4. That's not the case for Microsoft.
Oh, I think so. I think that they're some of the more started up games, like you're saying. You won't be able to play 4K 60 on anything else other than the Xbox.
Yeah, but that's just something that looks prettier. That there's nothing more than that.
Right, I agree. But what I'm saying is, if somebody's looking for value for money, and they're going like, okay, so I have the PS. We don't know the price yet. I have both. Let's assume they're both the same price. So to you, they're not selling anything because you're already a Game Pass subscriber and you're going anywhere. Absolutely. But to a person that's not that hasn't got either, and they go like, okay, so PS5 has these exclusives, but Game Pass, right? So that's what they're trying to. I think that's what they're trying to sell to the person that's making a decision. I mean, Apple on chat that is saying PS5 all the way to him. And by the way, to me, I'm buying a PS5. I'm not buying an Xbox Series X because I got a gaming PC. And you probably on the same point. So yes, we're both doing that, but that's because we're PC gamers in the first place. We're on PC. But I think as a show of next gen games, I think the Sony conference was better. I think in terms of showing that.
As always, Sony always have the games that interest me more than Microsoft do.
But as a show for games overall and value for what you're getting, I think Microsoft absolutely smashed it again. I thought it was great. Yeah, but yes, I'm buying a PS5 as well because I need my Naughty Dog games. I need my I need that's what I'm after. But anyway, that was the showcase, and I thought it was pretty cool. Should we move on to the part of the show, the playlist, which is part of the show we like? What am I doing? The part of the show we talk about the games we've been playing. That's the one. That's the one. English, motherfucker. Do you speak it? What's that from? Do you know?
No idea.
I think it's Pulp Fiction. I could be wrong. I think it's Pulp Fiction.
I don't remember it, but
yeah, it's definitely a saying. But right, playlist. You've been okay.
Playlist. Come on.
I'll start with Golftopia. Golftopia. Right.
Is this a golf game?
Kind of. Yes, it is a golf game. It's a mix of so many different genres of games, and I was so intrigued by it. I wanted to give it a try, even though I wasn't convinced I was gonna like it. And I'll start by saying this, okay? This is a wonderful game that I recommend to most people. It's fucking brilliant, yeah? You start the game, and you actually build a golf course. So you have a bit of theme park, theme hospital kind of thing going on. Yeah. But you don't have the predefined holes, you put them there. It has a bit of populous at the beginning, where you actually shaping the actual raising ground, lowering ground, adding, and then because I play golf in real life anyway. So I'm trying to make a golf course that looks, you start by making three holes or one if you want, and you put a clubhouse up, and it's like a futuristic clubhouse. You put a clubhouse, and then people start coming in on spaceships, and they start playing your course. But then they go like, oh, I got hit by a ball. I'm like, oh shit! I put that return too close to, So but you need to earn money to keep playing. So it's not like you build the whole thing and then you go and see how it goes. You need to earn money to keep making more things, to putting more things in. So you literally shaping the holes as they're playing it, and then you see this hole is too difficult because they keep missing. I'm like, oh, let me have a look at it, and you can actually play the hole yourself. Let me play the hole. Like, okay, I can see why it's quite hard here to go uphill here. So then you literally shaping the hole. Okay, let me lower the ground a bit here. Let me make the sand bunker a bit less hard, and stuff like that. And you can add boosters, and you can add things, and then they go like, oh, this hole is ugly, so then you start putting like more plants around, trying to make the hole pretty. So you're literally listening to what they say. So he has that theme park, theme hospital type of thing. And it's pretty much that. The game is that it's a golf management game where you're building a golf course and you're managing it, and then you need to keep upgrading your golf course, your resort, to try and make more money, and you want to get them to sign up to membership. So you want to get them to go from bronze to gold to platinum. And you only start with a bit of the island, and then you can buy more areas of the island and then every time you upgrade your course, you can make 3 more holes. Until you have 18 essentially. And then you have to do, you put your soda machines and your snack machines, and then like, oh, I'm tired. Then yeah, fuck's sake. And then you have to make paths for them to walk. You need to put benches for them to sit, and then there's also things you can put like these tubes where they can go in the tube and travel faster, because by the time you get to the 9th hole and they have to walk all the way back, they get annoyed, they cancel their membership because they cannot believe they had to walk all the way back and to be fair, on a golf course you don't walk the whole way back. On a good golf course, when you finish hole 9 or hole 18, normally they both end near the clubhouse so that they can finish. Obviously, I'm an idiot, so I didn't do that. My hole number 9 was miles away from the golf course, and that's my bad. I started laughing when that happened. I'm like, you know what? That's on me. All those memberships I just lost. That's because I'm an idiot and I don't know what I'm doing. But then I put this thing so they can travel faster that way. And then you have as they get disappointed. And annoyed, you get weeds that go into the golf course. So then you have to get the robots taking the weeds out. The more disappointed they get, the more weeds you get, and then you have to. That's that funny stuff like that. And then sometimes if they get your punters, if they get hit by a ball, they start fighting each other and everything. But there's this thing as well. There's this power that keeps going up. This godlike power you have, which you can do things like give happiness. You can do things like resupply one of your snack machines if you want or something. It's like this area of effect thing. So you can try and micromanage certain parts, like if to try and level up faster, etc. But there's one which is called orbital extortion, which is the best thing ever. If you need money, orbital extortion over some people, and it just takes money from their pockets straight away. I can just keep doing that. Like, I need money. Oh, there's 5 or 6 people put together there. Poof. And that's the other thing as well. If there's too much of a queue on a hole, the hole is too hard. So they're taking ages to finish, creating a queue. The other holes are not being played. You're making less money. You need to try and make that hole a bit faster or speed it up. You need to speed it up somehow. So you can put a skill boost next to the tee off to make them drive better. So then they start driving better, like Tiger Woods, and it starts speeding up the course. It's really, really clever. A lot of those things. I love it. It's just a great little game. Cannot recommend it highly enough. I didn't think I was gonna like it that much. I love it. I think even you would like it. Honestly, it's one of those. I think even you would like it. It's
I mean, I have to say, what you said does sound good. It sounds like a really great example of that sort of genre of game, that sort of management sim thing. A lot of the stuff you said, it sounds amusing and some good gameplay stuff in there. It's still not enough to sell me on the idea of playing it, unless if it's available for free, then I'll have a go. But I'm not spending money on that. But I have to say, it does sound interesting. I might even have a look at it just to see what it looks like.
Yeah, it's so. Apple asking ultimate question, Bruno. Can you cause lightning strikes? I don't think so, but you can definitely get them to fight more often by putting the say the putting green or something. You can put the holes close to each other, so when one is putting, it hits the other one, and they start fighting all the time. So you can definitely make them fight all the time. But you can put things. There's fun things you can put. You can put like bumpers on the course as well. So you can put like so they like craziness. So you can put like bumpers on the fairway. So when they hit it hits the bumper, the ball just flies away. But rather than getting annoyed, they go like, "Woohoo! We like that. We like stupid stuff like that." You can put portals so they hits this checkpoint and comes off elsewhere. So if you want, you can make like a hole that starts on one end of the island and ends on the other end of the island. It could be like a par 3 only. So you can make it like the green on one end and the tee off in here. But if you do that, make sure you have transportation that way, because if they have to walk all the across the island to get there, they're gonna get pissed off. They have to walk all the way there and get tired. Yeah, it's very fun. Yeah, watch the video on it. It's fun. It's
yeah. I'm just having a quick look at it. It does look great for people who aren't me.
Yes, no, that's what I'm saying. I didn't think I would like that type of game, but it's great. It's great. It's and actually, even when I was just playing it for review, before even I talked about it on the podcast and people listen to it now, literally 3 people that I play with asked me to share my screen, because I haven't live streamed this game. Just so I was sharing my screen with them, and 3 people bought the game straight away. Like, yep, yeah, purchase. So 3 people bought the game straight away.
Yeah, I do think from what, like I said, from what you've said, for people who are into that sort of thing, this does sound like a great example of that sort of genre.
Yeah, it's great. It's and it's got good music and stuff. It is another one that whenever you listen to music, you can take the headphones off, put the sound coming through the speakers, and then just put the podcast going or something. It's like you can just lose hours. And I said the thing as well. I was trying to fix my golf course and prettying it up. I'm like, I'm only gonna play like 20 minutes more, and then I'm gonna go and do some food. And then you realize, oh shit, I spent 3 hours. I spent 3 hours. I spent 3 hours on this. It's yeah. Oh, I love that game. It's. Don't be surprised if that game makes an appearance at the end of the year. That's how much I like it. Yeah. All right. You've been playing Deliverance the Moon, which is a game. It's on my radar to play as well. It's on Game Pass. What do you think about it?
It is on Game Pass. I'm liking it so far. I'm only a couple of hours in, maybe, something like that. It's it's a sort of explore 'em up type game. It's so the setup is a few years in the future, Earth running out of resources. So like the Earth is essentially slowly becoming desert everywhere because we've just rinsed the planet dry. But they find some, I think it's a gas or something, a new type of gas on the moon as a new energy source. And they've developed this way of transferring that energy back down to Earth, which is obviously able to provide some power and stuff, resource to the planet. But then essentially that device for transferring stuff to the Earth just stops working, completely blacks out, and no one can get in contact with the people at the moon or anything. It just all suddenly stops for some reason, and because there's no resource or anything left, no power and stuff, the sort of space agency stops any funding for anything. They can't do anything about it. So they basically managed the small group of people that were working on the project send up a single astronaut. I mean, it's a bit that it raises some questions for me. I'm unclear as to how they've managed to get this rocket going and all of the things that you would need to send a rocket in up to the moon. I'm not quite sure how they've managed that without any sort of power or limited power and resources. And I'm also a bit confused as to why they just send one astronaut. If you can get a rocket up, you can at least fit a couple of people in there. But there's minor details there. So you obviously play that astronaut. So from the point from sort of the day of launch, and then going up, and you obviously have to try and find out what's gone on. And so far I'm really loving it. It's third person and first person. So basically any 0G section you go into first person movement. And it's classic thing, wandering around, having to manage power supplies, use a power thing to get certain areas open to unlock other areas and stuff like that, and then loads of audio logs hearing things that have gone on, and then you can sort of have some holograms of things that have previously happened. And I've just got a wee floating device thing, like what's the word, drone or whatever, that you can use to unlock things, and like you can send that through vents and things like that to get to places. Yeah, I'm really liking it. Like I say, it's very nice story based. It's nice. I've gone from last time I was playing Valfaris and I was playing Doom, and I'd recently done Streets of Rage on the hardest setting. I think I'm having a stint of games that are not difficult and have limited challenge. This is the perfect sort of those games. So far, no shooting. I've got a laser that you can use to like cut off locks off doors, but other than that, so far, it's just been wandering around, reading things and solving puzzles. I think it looks quite good. Obviously it's a fairly small indie game, I think, so it doesn't look amazing, but it looks nice enough. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing more of it.
Is it we played, I'm forgetting the name of the game, Observation. Is anything like Observation at all, or has it not got that?
It has some similarities to Observation, yes.
Yeah, in
short, it does.
Cool. I have in fact I have that game installed. I have even started playing it, so I know that part about the gas thing. And then I don't know what happened. I just didn't play any more of it. I definitely want to go back to it and play it at some point. Right.
Just before we move on to my next game, I just want to briefly mention Valfaris again as well, seeing as I've just reminded myself about it. I've quit Valfaris at the final boss. Yeah, which is not something that happens very often for me. If I've gone that far, I'm generally gonna finish it. The reason being, it didn't give a shit about me replaying the same things over and over again. I don't mind replaying the same boss battle, but you have to. Essentially, there are 3 bosses right at the end. And there's no checkpoint. So if you beat the first boss and die on the second one, you then have to go and fight the first boss all over again before you can try the second one again. And it's like, and they're hard. This is a difficult game. Yeah, just that making me redo that, because it got to the point where that first boss then becomes easy because you've played it so many times, because you die a lot on the second boss. So it's not fun and it's not challenging because you can do that boss. It's just making you repeat the same thing again and again. And that for me was enough to stop me finishing it. So that's a bit of a damp squib of an end to Valfaris, unfortunately. But it's more, I wanted to mention it because all the, we're a very popular podcast, and I'm sure all the developers are listening to us, and I want to get that message. All of them, everyone, and I want to get that message out. Please don't make us replay stuff repeatedly if we've already done it. It's not fun.
No, it isn't. Unless it's Dark Souls, then by all means make it as hard as possible, please. Carry on.
I will. So that's the next game I've been playing.
Yes. This is one of those jokes that no one, never, people are like, what the fuck? You've been playing Carry On, yeah?
Carry On, I think, is how you pronounce it. Carry On is like like Carry On Camping, old bawdy comedies.
Those comedies are so British, and I think you need to be British to enjoy those comedies, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I've never liked those movies, to be honest. But hey, some people do. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Carry On. Again, another Game Pass game. Really love this. I wouldn't have played it if it wasn't for Game Pass. It's one of those I've sort of seen it advertised, and I looked at it and thought, oh, yeah, okay, looks all right. I sort of get the idea, but I wasn't going to spend any additional money on it. So I'm really pleased it came to Carrion. Came to Game Pass. I mean, the way to sum this up completely and utterly spoils Inside. So if anyone doesn't want Inside spoiling, put your fingers in your ears or skip forward 30 seconds.
Yeah, just hit the 30-second skip forward now.
Essentially, so the last 10-20 minutes of Inside, you become the big blobby monster rampaging through the science facility and eating everybody. That is the principle of Carrion, basically. It is the last 20 minutes of Inside, but as a 3-hour game, something like that.
Yeah.
What a great idea! So you're this big, massive sort of tentacle beast. It's essentially a Metroidvania game, but you play this big, massive sort of tentacle beast slithering around, and so you can control one of your tentacles with the right stick, and then grab things with the trigger button. So you can grab humans and just smash them around into the walls just to kill them, or you can pull them in and you can eat them, which sort of gives you health back. And like, it's just so good, like that sort of power thing of being the sort of the thing that everybody's scared of and just running around and devouring these people. It is a great thing. The way it moves is brilliant. It sort of automatically just pulls itself whichever way you're going along the environment. It just moves really smoothly and cleanly. I really enjoyed it. And then, like, you have to sort of you have this thing where you sort of build mass. So as you go through the levels, you sort of create these hives throughout, and that sort of builds your mass. And as your mass builds, you get different abilities. So like a particular thing that you can shoot through to hit switches that you couldn't hit before, and things like that, or better defenses or whatever. But you can't use.
Oh, we've lost Marius. He's gonna come back, I'm sure. And for now, I'll just sing until he comes back. No, I'm not gonna sing. Let's read the chat while we wait for Marius to come back. If you would carry on. Oh, he's coming back. Can I hear him? Oh, he's saying, wait a second. Yeah. Pot saying he's taking a shower and the shower is talking to him. Oh, interesting. Marius is going AWOL. Yes, absent without authorization to leave. Yes, correct. He's gonna get court-martialed. Hello again. Yes.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Don't know quite what happened there. My headset just switched off and I lost connection or something. I don't know what happened there. Everything went weird.
Yes.
But I am back. So as you build up your monster, you get the different abilities. But like you have sort of 3 size levels. You've got your small, medium, and large version of the monster, and you can only use certain abilities depending on your size. So just because you've built up to the big monster, you can no longer use the abilities that the small monster had. So you have to then you can sort of grow and shrink at certain points in the levels. So you have to sort of manage both the sort of size of the monster and your health as well. Obviously, the bigger you are, the more health you have, but you have to manage that with the abilities that you have available to solve puzzles and stuff. Like I say, I was a bit unsure about it to start with, but I highly recommend people giving it a go. It definitely exceeded my expectations. I think the only sort of complaints that I had with it, it's sometimes a bit unclear where to go. There's no map there. And a few times I got lost. I wasn't 100% sure where I was going, and I just had to sort of slither about until I found the right place. And so some of those bits could have done with a bit more, either a map or sort of an objective pointer or something, just to help you out a little bit in those sections. So much so, even at the end, so I finished the last sort of main level, and I was like, is that it or what? Because then it takes you to a room where you can see the percentages of all the levels that you've completed, and I was like, are there no credits to this? Does it finish? What the hell's going on? And I actually had to look up what to do next. And you go back to one of the levels that you've already completed, and there's another section in there that you can get to that just does the final small section to actually finish it. But there's nothing in the game, unless I missed something. There's nothing that sort of pointed you in that direction. So it could just do with a little bit more directional assistance, I think, in places.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it absolutely play this game. I love it. Okay, absolutely brilliant. I thought it was amazing.
I'm giving it a go. I actually want to do an impromptu question to you now. You said you would never have bought this game or been interested in it if it wasn't on Game Pass. So this probably it's more applicable to you than me, but what's the biggest surprise you've had on a game that you got, not either Game Pass or PS Plus or whatever, that a game you never bought, but you're like, oh shit, this is the bollocks. What's have you got one? I know it's an impromptu question there for you.
Yeah, I can't think of a specific example right now, to be honest with you.
For me, it's Age of Empires 2, the definitive edition, the remastered edition. I'm not a strategy game guy. I just would never play it. And friend of the show, Smoke, he asked me to play the game with him. I'm like, I'm not buying the game. Oh, it's on Game Pass. I'm like, you know that it's on Game Pass. You should. Oh shit! Now I have to play it because I own it, right? I downloaded the game. I know it's an old game. It's an old game that's been remastered, and I fucking love that game. Play quite a lot of that game. Actually, I am really looking forward to Age of Empires 4 now when it comes out, because after playing that. So for me, it's Age of Empires. But I love the fact that we're in this world now where. Because we have there's too many games, but it's like the Netflix thing of, I'll never have watched that I'll never have rented that movie on Blockbuster or whatever, but now it's on Netflix. I'll go ahead and watch it. It's the same thing with Game Pass and with the other services, PS Plus and all of that. But I think that's the one for me anyway. I remember you liked Ape Out. I think you got Ape Out for free, didn't you? And you quite liked that one.
No, I didn't. I bought Ape Out the same fucking day it came out. Game, because it was for the 24-hour.
Yeah.
I was looking for games to play, and it was on discount, so I didn't pay much for it. But I literally bought it, and I think about an hour later, I then saw a fucking notification that it was on Game Pass. Shit. But never mind. Hey ho.
Never mind. Fair enough. But yes, okay, so that's the games we've been playing, and not many. I played quite a lot of games, but I played quite a few new games as well, but not long enough to talk about. I definitely next week I definitely want to talk about in 2 weeks, about Green Hell and a few other games that I've been playing, and there's another one on Epic I've been playing, which the name escapes me, but I want to play a bit more before I can put my give you my opinion on them. So we can move on to the part of the show we like to call That Looks Interesting, which is the part of the show where we give a recommendation for the week, something to watch, do, read, etc. Anything, any recommendation. Have you got one, Mars? You haven't wrote anything down.
I have absolutely nothing.
You have nothing. Zilch.
Not one thing. So I haven't been. I've just finished watching Money Heist, which I've already previously recommended.
Yeah.
Still recommend that. I thought that was a really good series. Definitely should still do that. I've been working from home, so I've not been listening to any audio books because I've not been traveling.
Exactly.
Be nice to people. There you go.
Be nice to people.
That's my recommendation, and it shouldn't really need to be recommended, but some people do need to be told that that's a thing to do.
It's not hard. It's not hard to be nice. It's very simple to be nice. Just don't be a dick if you can avoid it. Absolutely, couldn't agree more. I'm gonna do something different here. I'm gonna give a recommendation for something I haven't read yet.
Wow.
No. There's a reason. There's a reason for this. I like to get my books on as audio format because I like to listen to them when I'm driving. So I don't have as much time to read. But this book I've been waiting for ages to be put into an audiobook, and it hasn't been done. And it's been on my wish list forever. And then when I was playing The Last of Us 2, one of the characters was reading the book, and I'm like, that's it. I'm fucking buying the book and reading it. So I've started reading it. I haven't finished it, but it's lovely. It's amazing. It's by David Benioff, which is one of the writers of Game of Thrones, the TV show, one of the showrunners. It's called City of Thieves, and it's a great thriller set in the Second World War. It's partly based on a true story, partly. It's fantastic. Yeah, I'm recommending City of Thieves. Read that. That's my recommendation. But I've only read a bit of it, so it could be terrible at the end. But it's got it's got lots of like on the sleeve here, lots of amazing reviews from lots of different places from your. So it's probably gonna be good, isn't it? That's my that's my recommendation. A book I've only partly read. But yes, you know the part I'm talking about when she's reading a book when you're first in a stadium.
Yes, I vaguely remember a book being involved. Yes,
that's the one, City of Thieves. That's my recommendation. I think I've recommended Justified before. I think I have. I'll put that in there as well.
You definitely
I have. But I've started rewatching that again because I like rewatching things I've seen before. And that show has a lot of cool lines. Particular one where he punches this guy, gets him on the ground, points the gun at him. Then he does the thing, like the thing when you do take the one out of the chamber and catches the one in his hand. When he takes the bullet off his chamber, catches it in the hand, drops the bullet on top of the guy and says, "The next one is gonna come much faster," and walks away. I'm like, that's like the coolest thing I've ever heard in my life.
That is cool.
I mean, that's the coolest thing I've ever heard. So yeah, Justified is fantastic. But yes, City of Thieves, and be nice to people. It's not hard. It's not hard to be nice to people. Okay, that's it for us, I think. Unless you want to add anything else, any other business, Marius? Anything you wanna?
No, I don't have any other business today, to be honest with you.
Good.
No, sorry.
Anyone on chat has any recommendations? Any recommendations? I mean, Apple is saying
we're looking for a rambling finish to the podcast.
Please, Apple is saying Europa Universalis is a great RTS. I've seen people playing it. It looks quite cool. It's actually on Game Pass as well, as it happens.
Yeah, I mean, I did see. Someone's Potts just said Rocket League.
Potts, quiet, okay, be quiet. But I don't know if you know this. He knows I hate Rocket League. Pot knows that. What he probably doesn't know is that we share the same hatred for the game.
We do share the hatred of Rocket League. I don't get it. It's not good.
We both think it's a shit game. So you came to the wrong place, Pot.
Yeah, I did actually watch you playing a bit of Age of Empires.
Yes.
Fun,
man. It's a fun game.
I had to stop watching because I was concerned I was about to fall into a coma.
I thought it was boring, did you?
That's the most boring thing in the world, man. Sorry, just watching someone play that sort of game is just. I mean, I find playing those games are relatively boring, but watching someone else do it, oh my god. It was terrible.
The funny thing is, it streams well. People like to come in and tell you what to do. No, you need to do this, you need to do that. Oh, build this or build that. People like that. Backseat gaming. Yeah, I like it. So Pap was saying recommendations. He's looking at Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, it's got Ghost of Tsushima. I do want to play it, but people are building it up so much and saying stupid things like it's The Witcher 4. It looks nothing like The Witcher, the game, in terms of. I mean, it's gonna be further away from The Witcher. It's got a really bad Edge review as well. Edge gave it a 6.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Edge we're not happy with it.
Edge gave it a 6.
Edge do that sometimes. Yeah, Edge go, we're Edge. We're better than everybody else. We'll put our pretentious hats on. so whenever something like that gets such a low score, I mean 6 is not a low score, is it?
No,
but like
no.
it's not great. I'm generally looking for a 7+ in a review score, but I do think I am really interested in it. Obviously it's samurai shit. I'm all over that, but I think I'm waiting until either I've got some things to trade in or it's on a deal somewhere. I think the whole open worldiness seems to be the thing that it sounds like, from what I'm hearing, it would have been better as like a Naughty Dog type game that's just a linear, straightforward thing, maybe with some open areas. And I do get put off a bit by open world games now. It's just so big and just too much there. It sort of puts me off a little bit nowadays. I just sort of want to, certainly something like that. I sort of want to play it for the story and not necessarily bothered about all the side bits and pieces to do. So we'll see. I think I'll definitely play it, but I've got a couple of other things all ready to go that I will be playing, so get those out of the way, and then Ghost of Tsushima will be done.
I do want to play it, and I'm going to say something that's going to surprise you now, Marius. Even though you know the Kojima game, what is it called? The UPS delivery game. Death Stranding, yeah. I played a bit of it. Obviously, I lent you my copy, and I think we both are of opinion it's it's okay in parts, but it's a bit weird. I'm tempted by getting on PC because I'm tempted to see the. Stop me, please stop me. I'm tempted.
Don't just what? Just you're not.
No,
what? Just no, it's the most pointless thing in the world.
I'm not, but I tell you what I am gonna get on PC when it comes out next month. I think I am gonna get Horizon Zero Dawn on PC and play with all the pretty turned on ultra wide and probably play with the keyboard and the mouse. I am gonna play that game. I know you like that game, don't you?
Yeah, I did like that game. Yes, absolutely. Yes, and I hope you enjoy it and give it a better shot than you did when you played it before.
I am gonna give it a better shot. I am gonna be. I don't know. Maybe I was having a bad day. Maybe that time. I don't know, man. You know me. Blow hot and cold with certain games. Right. Let me just quickly have a look at the chat before we go. So Apple is saying there's two more big games announced. Vampire Bloodlines 2, which I'm actually interested in myself. I think you are as well, aren't you, Marius? With Vampire Bloodlines.
Yes. Yeah. That one. I've not played the original, but yeah, the was that a Sony's thing that was shown? I was interested in that. That looks really cool.
And Werewolf the Apocalypse. I must admit, I'm not aware of this game at all. Are you? Werewolf the
Nope, never heard of it until about 3 minutes ago.
We shall be checking it out. And then it says Bruno buys the UPS delivery game for ray tracing. That's me all over. No, it's not much. No, I don't think he has does he have ray tracing? Because if he has ray tracing, it's a buy now.
Oh, don't tell him it's got ray tracing. Don't tell him it's got ray tracing.
I was talking for the ultra wide. If we throw in ray tracing into the mix, then that changes things. That changes things greatly.
Oh, I have one other bit of news.
Go on.
Apparently, Netflix have commissioned a movie adaptation of Beyond Good and Evil.
Wow, that is very interesting. That is very, very interesting. I'm of the first movie, of the first game, or
I think so. It just says Ubisoft's adventure game Beyond Good and Evil is getting a Netflix adaptation. from Detective Pikachu director Rob Letterman.
I'm interested in that a lot, actually. I cannot wait for the game.
Live action and animated. Yeah, there's some little sort of concept art for it there. It looks quite nice. So yeah, I'm interested.
I'm very interested in that. As it happens, I've been thinking about streaming and everything like that, about playing, because there's a few games I play, as you know, every other year I play them, like your Bulletstorm, which as you know I quite like, Enslaved, and I actually own Beyond Good and Evil. I need to try and get it to work properly, because it doesn't run well at all on PC.
Yeah, I gather that. I think likewise. I think I've got it installed, ready to go, because I did want to play, because it's been a long time since I played that game, and I've only played it through the once actually.
Yeah.
So I am tempted, but then I'm trying to play different things that I haven't played before, because I quite often end up going to the same games that I know and love. So I'm trying to stop myself playing things that I've already played.
Yeah, same here. But I think I do like I was watching Dishonored. I'm watching Justified. I do like to go back to the known quantity, the thing you like, the thing you love.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know what you like and you enjoy it. Why not? But I think I just want to try some different stuff.
But I would love to be able to get, because it's been a long time since I played the Beyond Good and Evil. So long that I don't remember what happens on it. That's how long.
I my memory of it is very hazy. I remember I loved it, but I couldn't tell you much about it.
So maybe don't be surprised if I do play that soon, if I can get it running properly, because it runs.
Maybe we should bring back the game club feature that absolutely didn't work, and we should both replay Beyond Good and Evil.
Let's do it now. Let's play Beyond Good and Evil. That's it. We're doing it. We're doing it.
It'll take me. No. I'm finishing what I've started. Otherwise, they don't get done. So
no.
At least Deliver Me to the Moon has to finish first.
No. We're not saying by the next podcast. Start playing it, and we'll reconvene in a month or so, and we'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll play that. And Pod's asking on chat if we're both getting a PS5. I mean, it's price dependent. I don't think I'll get one at when it comes out, because like we said earlier in the podcast, they're not gonna have all those first party AAA amazing next gen games to begin with straight away. So yes, I'll definitely be getting a PS5 eventually. Yes, I think so. What about you, Marius?
I doubt I will be getting one on day one. There's money issues on the horizon for me, because I'm about to be made redundant, so I won't be.
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah.
I'm not thinking about buying a PS5 on day one, unless I've got a job by then, in which case I'll have some redundancy money. So yay, PS5.
PS5 and Bob Index.
It will sort of depend on what happens with my employment situation. But even without that, I'm not feeling that the need to go in day one this time. Like I say, I think a lot of stuff, although like Sony are doing more things that will be PS5 only, there's still going to be a hell of a lot of the third-party stuff and things that are on both anyway for some time. So I think the PS4 and Xbox One have got an ongoing lifespan, and I think I can probably keep going with and PC, and with the amount that I'm playing at the moment, it's not as high volume as it was before, so I'm probably happy with the PS4 for a little while. But like I say, if the money thing works out well for me, then I'm in.
Yeah. For me, I think it's almost certainly not a day one purchase. It's probably a 2021 purchase, but yes, I'll eventually get it, unless there's something stupid, because I got a PS Pro, right? So if there's something stupid like like the game sometimes does, bring your PS Pro and put X amount of money. So if they do something like the PS4 Pro and put like a couple £100 on top, then it becomes more of a consideration. But I don't know. Hello, Ben. You came in just as we're saying goodbye. But hi. Thanks for jumping in. We started a bit earlier today because of life, I think.
Yep.
But yes, excellent timing as always, he says, Ben. But yes, should we wrap up then? Because I have things to do as well myself.
Yes, indeed.
All right, guys. Thank you all for watching, and Apple for being there from the beginning as well. Thanks for all your input. That was great. I really enjoyed that. We'll be back again in a couple of weeks with another podcast, of course, another podcast and live stream. In the meantime, be good to yourself and to everyone else. No, don't be a dick. Don't lick door handles. Wear a mask. Wear a fucking mask. Okay, stop being that guy that goes to Tesco without a mask because he thinks he's fucking Billy Big Bollocks. Also, one question for Marius. Yeah, Marius, is your mask the scorpion mask? Because if it isn't, you're missing a trick here.
I am missing a trick, but come on, you know me. That's too much time, effort, and money involved to wear it to get a scorpion mask.
If you had a scorpion mask, would you wear a scorpion mask?
If I had a scorpion mask, I would wear it. If someone buys me a scorpion mask and sends it to me, I will. I want
to see Marius going to Tesco with a baby in the pushing a baby, pushing Steph on the end with a scorpion mask, and then maybe saying come over here every now and then. I would absolutely love to see that. Very good. Pot has a wrench mask from Watch Dogs. Of course you do, Pot. Of course you do. Yeah. I'm surprised. I'm not seeing
only Scorpion.
Only Scorpion. What about the Breaking Bad mask? What about if I go to Tesco with the full yellow overalls with the Breaking Bad mask?
You can do that. Yeah. I'd like that.
That would be awesome. Yeah, that would be cool. Anyway, we're rambling, which we'd love to stop with finish with
That's
the ramble.
how you finish a podcast.
But let's do it now. Let's finish now. I've been Bruno Pinto. He's been Marius Dunkley because he never says that.
I have.
Goodbye. See you in a couple of weeks.